Wow, guys, it has been a hell of a long time since I sat down in this chair to make a video. But I've been living my life, I've been at college, and I haven't really been home in a few weeks. So I didn't even have a chance to make any videos. But today we have a bit of a banger for you guys in terms of what brand we have in the building. You already read the title. But first, I'm going to give you guys a little update on like what's been going on in the sneaker world, because that is what we do here on this channel for those of you guys who are new. So basically the Jordan 3 Reimagined did shock drop yesterday on February the 23rd. They were very, very hard to get. They had about 50,000 pairs in stock, but I do know someone that was able to secure a pair, so I will have a video coming up shortly, sooner rather than later, definitely before the release. There's also the Mischief boots that did drop. Those were very, very cool. Again, that same someone was able to hit a pair of those. That's pretty much the person who is able to hit everything. My personal trainer, if he's watching, shouts to him. But that is pretty much all that happened while I was away from the sneaker market and the game in general, at least from what I can remember. But today we have a shoe that a lot of people aren't really feeling, but I'm still going to do a review on it because they are a Union collab. You guys know what they are. These are the Union AJKOs in the canvas white colorway. There was actually two different colorways that dropped. There was I believe a leather pair, and then there was this white canvas pair. And they were both like a light white shade kind of thing. So yeah, they dropped, I believe, on February the 1st, which was actually a while ago. I'm very, very late on this video. The retail was very high at $170, which is unusual for an AJKO, because even the regular AJKO highs are only $140 retail. So I'm not sure why Union decided to do that, but there is a lot of details with the shoe that make it unique from every other AJKO. These are basically a tribute to the way shoes were worn back in 1985, and the story behind these is that Union basically just wanted a very simple colorway to kickstart the hype on this new shoe. So expect a lot more AJKOs coming in the not so distant future, because Nike did it with Off-White and the Dunks. They did it with Travis and a few other shoes I can't even remember, but every shoe that they want to push, they release a very hyped up collab to kickstart the hype behind the shoe. Let's jump into the box real quick, because it is probably the best detail about the shoe and the coolest aspect. As you can see right on the front lid, you got this big gold chain. I'm not exactly sure what it represents, but it does say Jordan Union right there on a little hang tag. On the side it says Union, and the size tag, these are straight from the Union website. Inside you got this very, very cool wrapping paper with that same chain aesthetic. So very, very cool box. If they would have held the shoes to the same structural and design as the box, they would have done numbers, but unfortunately they decided to go for a very boring and bland shoe, being this one right here. So let's jump into some of the details about the shoe. On the lateral side of the shoe, you got the AJKO low silhouette, very, very monotone, all white besides for this gray swoosh right here, and then you got that Union UNLA tag on the back, which is characteristic for most Unions. On the medial side, same exact deal, this swoosh right there, which is gray. There is actually a hidden detail with these swooshes that we will get into in a minute, but there's also the white laces, or the cream laces rather, on the front of the shoe. You got these cartoonish looking lace locks for the laces, which are actually really big. compared to most laces. And all around the shoe you got like these yellow accents, pretty much being the only color besides for the white and the gray on the shoe. It definitely gives it a nice pop. You got the stitching right underneath the tongue right there, which also is yellow. And then you got Nike on the front of the tongue. The tongue is actually like an exposed foam tongue, similar to the other Unions, and definitely gives some off-white vibes right there. These kind of look like an off-white collab in some ways, I would argue. The canvas material right here is on the toe box, and it does feel pretty premium. And then on the back of the sneaker, you got the Wings logo. This is not really a shoe that I've ever seen in hand, the AJKO, so it is kind of cool to see it. Let's jump into like the materials, because the materials on this is really interesting. It's like a scratchy, like kind of like nylon canvas type of material, and the inside just feels like maybe an Air Force One. On the insole, you got like a little Union logo right there. Let me get you a better angle right there. And then on the outsole, you got just a regular gray outsole. I noticed that like these are really, really low. They're almost like a Van. They're lower than an Air Force and Air Max. They're probably the same height as a Dunk. Kind of a weird silhouette, but they do look clean. Let's jump into some of the minor details. So first thing I noticed is right here on the inside of the shoe. Let me grab the other one, maybe it'll be easier for you guys to see. You got like this numeric value, this random numeric value. At first it says 10, which is the size of the shoe, but then you got these random numbers, which is supposed to represent the OG Jordan 1s from 1985, and how those used to have like the numbers on the inside. So don't worry, these are not limited to a certain amount of pairs, which is sometimes why that number is there. These are just a very, very OG kind of shoe, and they try and pay tribute to that as best as they can. As I already mentioned, but you can probably see it better from this angle, you got this yellow stitching right here, which is kind of representative of the other Unions right there across the actual tongue of the shoe. And then the coolest detail about these is that these swooshes are actually Velcro. So they completely tear off, if I can get it to come off. And once you peel it back, you get this like, honestly I think it looks better like this. It looks really, really cool like this. You get like a unioned out Nike swoosh right there. And you can do this on both sides of the shoe. Right there, as you can tell, it can be done with both. And it actually looks like it's one solid piece, because this back heel tab does a very good job of covering the part that is not, that does not have the swoosh on it. So it looks like it's like a wraparound swoosh, which is kind of an interesting look. And then you got these blue swooshes that come with the shoe. I'm gonna put these on the shoe real quick and show you how it looks. So I definitely feel like the shoe has a lot more pop with the blue swoosh, but it kind of looks out of place in my opinion, because there's no other blue on the shoe. Maybe something that I can get used to though, because it does look cooler than the white or the gray swoosh, which is very bland and boring. So in that way, these kind of remind me of the Travis Scott Air Forces, because those also had removable swooshes that you could take on and off. And then here's the other side right there. This will probably be the thumbnail of the video, because it just looks cleaner with the blue. But the Velcro is pretty like sticky, doesn't really have trouble sticking on. As far as sizing goes, I haven't tried these on yet, but I would assume that they fit true to size. They also come with some spare laces in white, or gray rather, which are actually detached from the shoe for whatever reason, even though I didn't do that, so maybe it just comes like that. And yeah, that's pretty much all the details of this current shoe. In my opinion, resale will continue to stay very low because people really aren't feeling these, but I think it's a clean shoe. I might just end up wearing it because I would lose money, I would lose like $50 if I were to sell these right now. So that's kind of annoying, but we got the review. It is what it is. Sometimes you do what you gotta do. And with that being said, I'm gonna end it off here. Thank you for watching. Take care. I'll see you all later.